Happy Halloween! As you can see, I am Western Barbie from the Barbie movie. And I was actually supposed to go live here tonight on YouTube. And it did not wind up happening. That was my goal. I was supposed to go live simultaneously on both YouTube right here and TikTok. And I did go live on TikTok and that went fine and everything was normal here, but to no surprise, I did wind up having technical difficulties right here. Now, mind you, I haven't gone live on YouTube in like 2 years. And I don't know what changed, but something definitely changed because I was not able to get it to go. So I already had the live set up and ready to go days in advance. But let me show you guys what happened when I tried to go live. Okay, so my last live was October 31st, Halloween, exactly 2 years ago. Now, this is the one that was scheduled for today. Now, if we look at my previous ones from 2 years ago, it was all done through my webcam. Now, I don't know how it got onto streaming software for the live I was going to do tonight, but I think that's the issue. Like, it shouldn't be on that, and I don't know how to fix that. So that's the live I was supposed to do tonight, and I was going to do it through my computer because obviously I was using my phone for TikTok. So if we go to the live area, it says connect streaming software to go live. And that's what I'm saying. I don't have streaming software. Like, I have my camera on my computer and my microphone through my computer, which was the plan. And this kept on happening, which is why the live didn't wind up happening. And I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to put it back to webcam. I don't know how it got on this setting in the first place because I didn't do anything. I mean, I was playing around with these things. I don't know if that changes anything. It didn't change anything because it was like that before I touched anything. So if anyone can help me here and help me understand this to fix this, I would love some input so I can go live again some other time. Anyway, my apologies to anyone who is waiting for me to go live tonight here on YouTube. I was not flaking off. I did not forget. There was just this crazy technical difficulty. So I'm going to try and figure that out. So hopefully I can go live again and have it actually work. I may have to like not plan it and just do it. So if I just magically appear to be live one day, you'll know. I'll try to keep you up to date as much as I can in advance as possible, but I can't make any promises. I just have to work out the kinks and figure out what went wrong, why it's saying streaming software when it shouldn't, and it should say webcam. So I got to go back and dig around in that. But I am going to post here the live that I did over on TikTok. So that's what this video is. It's the TikTok live. So if you did want to get the collective reading from the live for Halloween night, that is what this is. So you can still join in. You didn't miss out. And hopefully if you were around on that night, you were able to hop over on TikTok anyways. So in terms of live streams, TikTok will probably be more reliable, at least until I get this figured out for here on YouTube. But I do want to start doing more YouTube lives again. So it's all a process to figure out. So that's what this video is about. Enjoy this collective Halloween reading. There's going to be more of these coming soon. So it's a journey. It's an adventure. Thank you so much for understanding. And if anyone can help me with the technical glitches, I appreciate it. Finally, you guys, before I wrap this up and we dive into that TikTok Live collective Halloween reading, I just wanted to ask you guys really quick to go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up because that helps me out a lot right here on the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you are interested in subscribing, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that way then you are up to date with all of the new videos and all the news that comes across your way right here on my YouTube channel. And drop me a comment down below, leave me some feedback. Don't be shy, feel free to say hi. So all of those good things. If you're interested in your very own private reading, or if you are interested in purchasing one of my own oracle decks for yourself to add to your own personal collection, such as Fallin For You, which is featured in this upcoming collective live reading. It is an autumn themed oracle deck. All things oracle decks as well as personal readings are over on my website, shadowandshine.com, and you can check that out right there. Also, my Patreon is open in terms of memberships. There's a lot of good stuff happening over on Patreon too, so I definitely recommend checking that out. You can connect with people through the Discord and all that kind of stuff that comes with being a Patreon member at the $5.55 tier and up. But you can also join as little as $1.11 per month, and you can get weekly card pulls, daily card pulls, all kinds of good stuff happening there. So check out Patreon as well. Just want to drop in that little 411 of information between the Patreon, my website, my current services, all that good stuff before we officially dive into this collective reading. Finally, you guys, I have one last weird request, but just humor me here on this. If you could allow this video to play as long as possible, I would highly appreciate it. You don't even have to stick around for it and necessarily sit down and watch it yourself, but just let it play. Just let it play in the background or something. And the reason why I'm asking you to do this is I've been doing really good in terms of boosting my subscriber count up. And in terms of that, I've already been well past monetization for the amount of subscribers I would need for that. But I need to boost up my watch hours. And if you guys could help me out with that, that would be great. And the best way to do that is to literally just let the video play. Just let it play. Don't stop it. Don't, tune into something else. I mean, you can, but just do it on a different device. So yeah, I'm just trying to boost up my watch hours. So just let this play. That would mean a lot to me. Just let it play. Okay. Anyways, that's the final request. Enjoy this Halloween collective live reading. And I promise you guys, I will figure out straightening out lives right here very soon. I will keep you posted. I'm sending you lots of hugs and much love. And I hope you had a very happy Halloween, because I'm sure this is going up after Halloween is over. Keep sparkling, my friends. Mwah. Okay, I am live. Finally, getting this party started a little later than I had originally planned, but that's okay. I'm here. That's all that matters. For anyone who is joining, I don't believe anyone is here yet, but for anyone who does decide to join, I was going to go live simultaneously on YouTube as well as TikTok. I have my computer set up right next to me to go live on YouTube, and I haven't gone live on YouTube in 2 years, so they've definitely changed things since then. So with them changing things, I literally don't know how to go live right now. It's asking me to connect to my streaming software, and then when I verify that it's me, it's saying that there's a duplicate key or something, and they can't do anything. So I have no idea what YouTube is talking about or what they're asking of me. And I just got a brand new subscriber over there, even though I'm not live. So I have no idea. No clue. But at least I'm here on TikTok, and we're live here. We're live here tonight on TikTok, and that's all that matters. And hopefully people start coming in. Doing a collective Halloween reading for people today because it is Halloween. Happy Halloween. I am Western Barbie tonight from the Barbie movie. Woohoo, fun. But yeah, I'm just going to do a little collective reading for you guys. And If anyone has a specific question that they want answered, that they would like addressed, you're definitely more than welcome to bring on those questions. It is $20 for your own personal reading during tonight's live. All you have to do is go to my link in bio and submit your $20 payment, and readings will be done in the order the payments are received. And that's basically that. But otherwise, I'm just going to dive in right now and start pulling some cards. I got this table here next to me. It's a little wobbly, but that's okay. We're adjusting things. Let me grab a deck. Okay, we're going to start with the Halloween Oracle. So, let's see what we get here. What does the collective need to know this Halloween? Oh, something just flipped out. All right. So we have Bramback. Sweetness and synergy. Sweetness and synergy coming through. So, you know, I feel like that's a great way to start this reading. That's a great way to start this live. Like, we want sweetness. We want synergy. I feel like I haven't really had much sweetness for myself personally, at least, with getting this reading started. Here on TikTok, fine, great, wonderful, but not so much on YouTube because I cannot figure out how to get that going. But maybe this is just a signal to remind us how basically, like, things are aligning. Things are going to sweeten up. You know, it feels like for a lot of us, life has been pretty sour lately. I don't know a single person who is not struggling right now. You know, it's like basically everybody is struggling financially, and inflation is through the roof, and, you know, people have their relationship issues and problems like that. You know, there's all kinds of things going on. You know, we have wars and violence and disease and all kinds of things going on. So there's a lot of reasons out there to... What was that? My dog just made a noise. Oh yeah, that was Tinkerbell. She's literally Tinkerbell for Halloween tonight, by the way. I will show her in her costume in a little bit. But anyways, yeah, so basically, like, if life is feeling sour right now at this time, like, don't worry about it. It's gonna sweeten up. Things are gonna get better. So let's see what else we have going on here tonight. Let's see what else the collective needs to know this Halloween. All right, we got a flipper. We have invisibility, authenticity. Okay, so this is definitely a pretty heavy duty energy. So, and I can resonate with this myself, actually. So, you know, if nobody else, this is not for anyone else, it could be for just me. But maybe it's for you too. Anyways, when we step into our true authentic selves, when we are really being who we really are, when we're feeling comfortable in our own skin, when we are following our passions, our dreams, our desires, doing the things in life that light us up on the inside, sometimes we can feel invisible in a sense when we're doing that, because in life, a lot of the times, people can have expectations upon us, and especially in terms of like societal conditioning, social, cultural conditioning, things like that. You know, basically, like, we can feel invisible when we're not being our authentic self. And even when we step into that authenticity, sometimes we can still feel invisible, because it's like people can be shocked by that innocence. People can be shocked by, like, oh, this is who you really are. This is, you know, what you're really like. And it can be hard. It can be a hard path, walking the path of who you really are in a world that is constantly telling you not to be yourself, in a world that is constantly be someone else, to be something else. So yeah, that can be really difficult. So even if you're feeling invisible in your authenticity, don't stop feeling don't stop being authentic is what it comes down to. Don't stop being yourself, because the right people are going to resonate with that at the end of the day. You're not going to be for everybody, and that's totally fine. You don't have to be for everybody. You just have to be, most importantly, first and foremost, for you. And anyone else after that, it's like icing on the cake. All right, we got another card flying through. That one actually went to the floor. I got to go fetch it. All righty, what do we got here? We have midnight, the most magical hour of all. Well, isn't that funny? Because at midnight tonight, the most magical thing of all does happen. It's kind of like all of the Halloween stuff goes away, and Michael Bublé, Mariah Carey, they come out of their little caves and Christmas carols begin. That's specifically for tonight. But yeah, there is magic, I guess you could say, within that midnight hour. Just in general, not just on Halloween night, but there's magic in the darkness, because midnight is obviously like a very dark time within a 24-hour period. And it can be a very quiet time. You know, the world is still at that time. People are asleep. I mean, me personally, I'm kind of a night owl, so I definitely kind of thrive during that hour just because it is quiet. But yeah, there is magic that comes within that. There's a certain peace and magic that comes within that midnight hour that we normally don't get, like if it's 12 hours earlier or later, like at noon or something like that. So yeah, that may be a little hint from spirit to simply get a little quiet, get a little still within the midnight hour. All right, we got another one that just came out. Vampire, emotional intelligence. Interesting. So I almost kind of get like a conflicting almost kind of energy out of this, because a lot of the times, you know, when we think of vampires, we think of someone who's like sucking the life out of someone, right? You know, they're just like utilizing all of that person's resources. A lot of the times you hear the words emotional vampire thrown around a lot, right? Which is funny because this card emotional intelligence. And I feel like people who are naturally emotionally intelligent are actually very empathetic. They're actually people who, you know, can feel other people's emotions, understand other people's emotions, you know, who are really ultimately just very kind souls that are very sensitive, which seems very the opposite of like what a vampire would do. When I think of emotional vampires, I think more so of people who have narcissistic disorders and things like that. So that's why it's kind of like a contradictory energy. In a sense, the emotional vampire, they are smart to a degree in terms of their intelligence, just because they're able to prey on people very easily. They're able to gaslight people very easily too. But it's all a facade. It's all fake. It's not the same empathy that you get from someone who is truly sensitive, who is truly tapped in, who truly cares about the well-being of others. So with this card coming through, it could be an indication that there could be an emotional vampire in your life. It could also be an indication that you could be that sensitive soul who is able to kind of like pick up on things. You could be someone who attracts emotional vampires, because a lot of the time who are very empathetic and sensitive and kind, they kind of attract those emotional vampires, unfortunately. And if that is you, if that does describe an experience that you may be experiencing right now or that you have experienced in the past, there's definitely an emphasis here about putting up boundaries, making sure your boundaries are nice and firm and solid, because the more your boundaries are good and the more that you are like confident within yourself, the less likely anyone's gaslighting or anyone being an emotional vampire in your life is going to affect you. Like it's just not. But let's see what else we need to know. What else is going on tonight? Let's see. got the Halloween Oracle here on Halloween night. Oh, there we go. Right to the ground. So I gotta pick it up. We have another one that fell down, and it is the spider. The spider is community and web weaving. That's kind of what we're doing right here, right now, being on TikTok, basically. TikTok is a community. Social media, like all different social media platforms are community, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or else. I was supposed to be streaming on YouTube at the same time that I'm here on TikTok, but YouTube is acting weird, so I'm just here on TikTok tonight, which is fine. I'll figure out YouTube later. That's a different obstacle to deal with. But yeah, with the spider community and web weaving, I feel like this is an indication for you guys to get connected, get connected with other people. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just right here on TikTok or anywhere else on the internet. You know, it can just be in your own backyard. It can be in your own personal communities, at work, at school, in your neighborhoods in general. So a lot of us have really gone into isolation mode, like big time, obviously, over the past few years. And this card is an opportunity to step out of that isolation, you know, and this can be really hard, especially if you're more of an introverted person. And it's like, no, I don't really want to deal with people. I don't want to really connect. But the truth is, as human beings, we are built for relationship. We are built for community. We are not meant to go through this life alone and just struggle and all that kind of stuff. We are meant to definitely connect with others and to build solid, good, healthy is what it comes down to. So yeah, that's where that spider comes in. So maybe you're going to be seeing the spiders pop up. That's actually happened to me quite a bit lately. Like a couple weeks ago, I was in my bathroom and like this spider, it just, I don't know where it came from. It like came from like up above the ceiling or something, and it just like plop landed right on my chest. I was like, okay, obviously a reminder for something. All right, let's see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know this Halloween? What else does the collective need to hear today? And how are you guys doing? How is your Halloween going? Did you guys do anything special? Did you dress up? Feel free to sound off in the chat. You know, don't be shy. It's a community, like that community and web weaving spider card that came through. All right, what else do we need to know? Nothing's coming through. Maybe it's time to switch decks. That could be possible too. They were flying out for a while and now nothing's coming through. So let's see. Anything else we need to know from the Halloween Oracle? Okay, nothing else is coming through with this one, so I'm going to switch decks. Let's see. I'm going to go with my own deck, my fall deck, which has some Halloween messages in it. Oh, okay, we've already got something flipping out right there, right? World Wide Web. Oh my gosh, you guys. That's so like spot on with what just came through. The card we had right before this one was the spider, web weaving and community. And now we have the World Wide Web coming through. Two totally different decks and like confirming the same message. So, you know, once again, we're on TikTok. TikTok is a community. It's on the World Wide Web. It's the internet. So this could be confirming simply connecting in this community. So, you know, you guys are welcome to join my little neck of the woods right here on TikTok, and I would love to have you be a part of my community. But even if you don't want to stick around in my community, that's fine. I think it's just important for us to find our tribe and to find our people wherever they may be, and this may be like a good indication for you guys to get connected with like-hearted people. And I feel like that's imperative, is the word like-hearted as opposed to like-minded. We're like-minded, it's kind of like everyone is thinking the same exact thing. And it's okay to have different ideas and have different thoughts. At the end of the day, I feel like it's our purpose. It's like our end heart interest. That's the most important thing. So to have like-heartedness with others is very important. So yeah, it is definitely a time to get out there and connect with others. And that's what I'm doing here right now tonight with you guys. I'm on this live and connecting with you. And we got 2 more that just flipped out. I barely even shuffled. Cornucopia of creativity. So now could be a time for you guys to get creative. Maybe it's a time and a season in your life to not be so pragmatic about things, to not be so logical about things. We live in a world that kind of like dumbs down our creativity. It's like, no, you just need to like work, go to work, that kind of thing. Be in your 9-to-5 little cubicle job thing, but no, it's okay. Like step outside the box, be creative, be creatively you, do something different. And even though Libra season is over, we have the Libra season card coming through. So, the house that Libra sits in traditionally, 7th house, and the 7th house is all about our partnerships. It's all about our relationships. Now, sometimes people can think like, oh, that's, the house of marriage or whatever. And yes, it can mean marriage because marriage is a contract. But at the end of the day, that's what this card is about. It's about our partnerships and our contracts. So whether that's marriage or in business or anything like that, it's like a legally binding contract here. So even though Libra season is over, there could be themes of Libra season up on deck for you at this time in regards specifically to your partnerships and contracts with others in your life. Also, that involves the planet Venus as well. So that may be something there to take note of. What else do we need to know? We have family gatherings. So Halloween is obviously today, and then the next big holiday we're going to be going into is Thanksgiving. So this could be simply just tapping into the energy of what's going to be coming up for a lot of you guys in the next few weeks, in the next couple of months, really. A lot of you could be participating in some family gatherings, and that doesn't necessarily have to mean like blood family. That could also be like Friendsgiving, that kind of thing. It could be just connect with people that you love and care about. What else do we need to know at this time? What else does the collective need to hear for Halloween? Oh, there we go. We got one. It's just a bunch of hocus pocus, or is it? Now, we could take this card quite literally, and maybe this is just a sign from the universe saying before the stroke of midnight, wherever you live, in your neck of the world, maybe it's saying it's time for you to watch Hocus Pocus. But I feel like there's a little bit more to it than just that. There's more than meets the eye here. So with it's just a bunch of hocus pocus, it's really easy as you're scrolling through TikTok and going through your FYP and seeing, a lot of different readings from people, basically. Like, I can't tell you how many times I will be scrolling and someone pops up and they're like, stop scrolling right now. If you're seeing this message is directly for you. And honestly, like, I've seen so many of those that they honestly kind of drive me crazy. And I understand not every message is going to be for every person. So, you gotta take what resonates for you and you gotta leave the rest. I can't tell you how many times that's kind of like a just scroll on for me, at least. And you could be one of those people right now. You could be like, oh, this is just another one of those TikTok readers, blah, 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 blah. Well, I mean, here's one piece of good news. I'm using my own deck of my own channeled messages. I'm not just taking some random tarot deck and throwing at you guys like, oh, this is what I think it means, but it means something else. No, these are my own messages here from my own deck. So, you know, you could be easily just like scrolling by and thinking like, oh, you know, this is nothing. Like it's just another one of those TikTok readers, but you never know. You may actually find a message in here that resonates and clicks for you. It's not going to be everything, but there's probably going to be at least something, at least one little thing. So take things with a grain of salt. There's always more than meets the eye going on underneath the surface. All right. What else is happening? What else do we need to know at this time? Oh, okay. Trick or treat, you decide. So the interesting thing is life is kind of full of tricks or treats, right? One day can be a really good day. The next day can be a really bad day. At the end of the day, though, it's all about perception. It's all about how we internalize things. It's all about our interpretation of stuff. And we can either choose to see something as a trick, or we can choose to see it as a treat. And, you know, I don't mean that about, you know, like major things. Like if you're being abused or something like that, like that's obviously not a treat. Like that, yes, that's a huge trick. But I'm just saying, like, you know, let's say you get stuck in traffic or something. You're on your way somewhere and you wind up being late because you're stuck in traffic or whatever it is. Like just mundane, silly stuff like that that we all deal with on a regular basis, right? A lot of us can look at a situation like that as a trick. Like, oh, well, you know, great. I'm going to be late to blah, blah, blah. And the trick is on me. But you could also see that as a treat. Like maybe you were delayed for a reason. Maybe there was an accident or something that you avoided by running late and being in that traffic. Maybe you were delayed because there was an awesome opportunity that you would have missed out on had you. So once again, it's all about perception. It's all about that. So, you know, when it comes down to things in life, try to find the treats, I guess you could say, over the tricks, because life is always going to want to give us a trick. Life is always going to want to do that. It's never not going to want to. So, all right. What else does the collective need to know? Oh, as I'm like totally running into this table that's right next to me here. Scooch it back maybe a little bit. All right. What is our next card? All right, we're definitely tapping into some Thanksgiving energy already, even though it's not Thanksgiving, obviously, but Spirit's getting us ready. It's getting us prepped here for Thanksgiving. We have gratitude is the best attitude, Thanksgiving. So obviously, Thanksgiving, yes, is coming. But the more important message here is gratitude. You know, being thankful. Like, why do we have Thanksgiving? To remember the things that we are thankful for in our lives is what it comes down to. So, yeah, that's pretty important. I feel like that kind of plays into the trick or treat card, you decide. The more that we're focused on the treats in life, the more we have to be thankful for as complaining. You know, when we complain about stuff, we just kind of like remain where we are. We don't really advance or excel in life, whether it's in our circumstances or just in our own personal growth. So yeah, that's always good to remember. Remain thankful, even in the smallest of things, you know, like for example, I could speak about this right here, right now. You know, I scroll through TikTok all the time, and, you know, there are people who obviously have like hundreds, thousands of subscribers or whatever. And, you know, they're, you know, they got hundreds or thousands of people watching their lives. I've only got one person right now, or maybe two, I don't know. But there's not a lot of people watching my live right now. And I could sit here and think like, oh, that's a trick. Like, that's a horrible thing. But I'm not. I'm thankful for even one person who's watching. So it's all about perspective. Like, just having one person watch and hang out with me here for a little bit on Halloween, alone as it is something to be thankful for and as a treat. So I am thankful for you. whoever is watching right now. All right, scary times in haunted houses. So the important thing to remember with this card is, life can kind of be like that haunted house at the same time too, right? So, we can be navigating life and it can be scary and intimidating, and it can feel like there are demons and monsters just like jumping out, like the of bills and the demons of responsibility and things like that. But it's important to remember that life, no different than a haunted house, is filled with illusions. It's all just a performance. It's all just an act, that there's really nothing to be scared of, that you are safe and that you are secure at the end of the day. And that is always something important to remember. So, yes, indeed. All right, what else is happening here? What else do we need to know? Let's see. Oh, there's a comment there. I'm not sure. Is that a flag? I'm not sure what that is. But hello. Hi. Welcome. All right, let's see. What do we need to know here? Oh, all right. What do we got? Oh, we got Sagittarius season coming through. We're not quite at Sagittarius season just yet, but we got the Sagittarius season card coming through. So Sagittarius season, Sagittarius in general is connected to the 9th house. And the 9th house basically covers the topics of travel and higher education in our lives. Those are the themes that it covers. So thank you for the like. Uerton. I'm not sure if I'm saying your username right, but thank you and hi, and thank you the follow, Psychic. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Just wanted to put in that input here, dive back into this Sagittarius card. But yes, travel and higher education is what the 9th house is all about, and Sagittarius is connected to the 9th house. So while we're not in Sagittarius season just yet, with this card coming through, it could be basically implying that the upcoming Sagittarius season that we'll be diving into towards the end of November and going into December, it could be a very busy season for you, and that some of the things that could be highlighted there for you is travel and higher education. So, whether you're a college student, continuing education in some way, shape, or form there. Obviously, the holidays are going to be coming soon, so a lot of people are probably going to be traveling, period. And travel is travel. It doesn't have to be like clear across the world or anything. It could be just like 2 hours away or something from home. But yeah, these could be up on deck for you coming up soon, or maybe someone who is close to you. And oh, we got one that just jumped out there. We have awesome autumn equinox. Now, of course, we are past the autumn equinox at this time, but we are definitely still in the season of autumn. So if you're worried about having a crappy autumn, don't worry about it. It's not over yet. You're not going to have a crappy autumn. There's still a lot of awesomeness here that is yet to come. So don't worry about that. So much more yet to come. All right, I'm going to pull a couple more cards from this deck and then see about switching back over to that Halloween deck because we're getting some more people coming in. And we have harvesting the fruits of your labor. So, if you've been working hard at something in your life, if you have just been like cracking the whip, keep going. Don't give up. It's hard. It is. It's really hard, especially if it's a long road and you've been working really hard. So whatever this goal is, and that could be different things for different people. For some people that could be weight loss. For other people, it could be moving up in your careers and your job, in the job ladder. You could be starting a business, for example. It could be working hard at something dealing with your relationships. We all have different goals in our life, right? but bottom line is like, keep harvesting, keep working, because the harvest is coming. If it hasn't happened already, it's coming. It's going to pay off. So this is your confirmation. This is your affirmation tonight. There's nothing else that you need to hear tonight. It's coming, but it takes hard work. That is for sure. And hello, hello. I see there's some new people who are joining us. Welcome to the live. Oh, and we just got another one. Buried under the leaves of life. So that's probably how you're feeling right now, especially if you are working really hard towards a particular goal. Life is overwhelming. Life is stressful. And even though this dog looks so super cute, buried in all these little leaves, the emotions of feeling that in real life is not as adorable, and it's not as cute, obviously. But once again, keep going. Every time it's like we're feeling buried under something, instead of just succumbing to that, of the story of the donkey. And if you guys are not familiar with the story of the donkey, I'll tell you that story really quick right now. And basically, there was this donkey, and he fell down a well, and he couldn't get out. So the farmer came along. He sees that there's a donkey down in the well, and he's like, oh, well, I don't know how to help him. I don't know how to get him out of there. So I'm just going to shovel some dirt up on top of the donkey and bury him alive. And that's what he started doing. And at first, the donkey was like freaking out, having all this dirt hit him on the back. And, he was upset. He was being buried alive in a well, right? But then he flipped a switch. And all of a sudden, the donkey got really quiet. And the farmer was like, oh, I must have, finally buried him alive, right? So, he keeps putting the dirt on top of the donkey. And eventually, all of a sudden, the donkey is there and walks right out of the well. And why did he do that? Because every time the farmer tossed some of that dirt on top of his back, instead of the donkey getting upset, he just shook it off. He shook that dirt off and he stepped right on top of it. So when we are feeling buried, like this dog or like that donkey, we got to shake our hand right on top of it. And as long as we keep on doing that, we will get that harvest that is going to come into your life that you've been working so incredibly hard for. So that's the story of the donkey. I see we got a couple comments here. Eraton, I don't speak that language, so I'm not really sure what you're saying. I do appreciate the likes though, so thank you for that. All right, Rachib, yes, you can get a reading, but basically the way I'm doing readings tonight, at least in terms of like a personal question, if you have a personal question, you can go to the link in my bio, and personal questions are $20 tonight. So that's all you gotta do. Go to the link in my bio, submit your $20, and readings are being taken for specific questions and the order the payments come in that they will be received. Otherwise, I'm just doing collective readings tonight here. So yeah, that's basically that. So enjoy the collective reading, but if you want a personal reading, that's the way to do it, is to go to the link in my bio. I'll be keeping tabs on my website because that's basically where all of it comes through. So, all right, happy with the collective. That's totally fine too. But I was also just reiterating that just in case anyone else needed to know, because all of a sudden there's a lot more people in here all of a sudden, and I was not expecting that. But that's what happens. All right, let's get some Halloween messages here. Happy Halloween, you guys. Happy Halloween. How is everyone's Halloween going anyways? Don't be shy. Feel free to say hi in the chat down below. Yeah, I know. Like, so many people. Like, I just did not expect that at all. Do the roar? Do the roar? What is the roar? Like Katy Perry's roar? Yep, that's right. I'm Barbie tonight. I'm Western Barbie. So, let's see. I know, like 5 to like 131 people. Like, that's insane. I like when TikTok pushes something, it just pushes it out there. But let's get some of these collective readings out. As you, Vic, just so you know, I'm only doing paid readings tonight for like personal questions. So if you want that question answered, feel free to go to my link in bio and submit your $20 and I'll get into it. But otherwise, I'm just doing a collective Halloween reading for people here tonight. Okay, so next card that came out, I jumped back over to the Halloween Oracle since it is Halloween, and we have the Graveyard coming through. Unnecessary fear. So you guys know what fear stands for, right? False evidence appearing real. So most of the time when you're experiencing a fear, check yourself before you wreck yourself is what it comes down to. Most of the things that we overthink and overanalyze and we get, all wrapped up in our head, like 99.9% of the time, that's stuff that we don't even need to worry about. You gotta, lay that to rest, put it in the graveyard, basically. So yeah, unnecessary fears. Don't feed the fears. They don't live here. All right, let's see what else we need to know. What else is going on here? What does the collective need to know? And I'm also getting like random notifications from Facebook. Now the number count just like dropped. We had like 130 some people and now we're like down to 13. TikTok is wild, I tell you. You have so many doubts. I know it's hard. And that's the way you can tell, honestly, when you're having a fear that you shouldn't be listening to or tapping into, is you got to get out of your head. That's all the overthinking. That's all the overanalyzing. The best way to do that is you got to kind of drop down into your body, is what it comes down to. You got to check your gut, is what it comes down to. And that's hard. The only way to really do that, though, is you got to quiet yourself. You got to quiet that racing mind. So, and it's difficult. I struggle with that too. I don't know a single person who doesn't. Yeah, and the more you're hurt, the more that's going to happen too. Definitely. It's hard, and especially if you want to connect with other people, make friends or have new relationships, it can be even harder. But just like we get wounded in relationship, we can also find healing in relationship, at least as long as it's with the right people, at least as long as it's in healthy situations. So it's like, while boundaries are important, at the same time, we still have to kind of like have our walls down somewhat, or we're never going to be able to let anybody in. So, well, that's good. Yeah, like, I'm glad you found a good one. Don't doubt it. If they haven't given you any reason to doubt it, just enjoy the moment, enjoy the season. It's kind of like when I've noticed that, like, when we get depressed, we seem to be living in the past because we're focusing on everything that went wrong and we're focusing on where we made mistakes and things like that. And then it's like, when we get to that place of having anxiety, then we're focused on the future. Then we're worried about what's going to happen next and how is this all going to turn out? How is this going to play out, basically? And the best way to combat that is by focusing in on the present moment, to just be present. And again, that's hard. Yeah, I understand. You don't see him much. Yeah, that can be hard too. Is it a long distance relationship? It can definitely be hard. Why are no more Halloween cards coming through? Every time I shuffle this deck, it's like, no, we're not really going to pop out. Okay, we got one. Yeah, and he works a lot. And who's not working a lot lately in this economy, right? Okay, this is good. This is something we all need right now. Joy. Rejoice in the present. And what was I just saying, you guys? I was literally just saying You got to focus on the present moment. When we live in the future, we're getting anxiety. When we're focusing on the past, we're getting depression. The best way to combat that is to focus on the present moment. And that's when we'll find joy. That's when we'll be able to celebrate and just kind of like have that release is what it comes down to. Oh yeah, farmers, oh yeah, they definitely work a lot. My dad, he was raised on a farm, so I kind of feel like I look like a farmer right now. I mean, it's more like a cowgirl thing, obviously, the Barbie thing, but it's kind of farmish, I guess. All right. Anything else from the Halloween Oracle? Maybe I'll switch decks again. Ah, this one's sticking right out. Skull of the Stars, infinite possibilities. So this is important to remember too. I feel like when it comes down to finding our joy and finding peace is to remember what's possible. You know, don't put limitations on things. Don't box yourself in. When we do that, when we try to put ourselves in the confines of, you know, societal standards or things like that, you know, limitations suck. They really do. So don't limit yourself. Look at all the different ways. And sometimes we don't even realize how things may play out, and it may play out better than we think, better than we realize. We have to give it a chance. You know, this is one of the reasons why I'm not a 9-to-5 person. I could never like work for somebody else because it's too binding for me. Like I gotta look at all the possibilities. I'm like, nope, I can't do that. I think that comes with being a creative person. So, and I know earlier, where is it? I know like way earlier, the cornucopia of creativity came through. So get creative and look at all the different possibilities, because there's probably so much more than you realize. Like there's so much more good stuff, and the world just like constantly wants us to remind us of all the reasons that we should just stop, basically, and limit ourselves. The world doesn't want us to be creative. The world doesn't want us to be our authentic, real selves, because all of us are gifted and talented and unique and different in our own ways, and everyone has something to bring to the table. So, yeah. Please get a Barbie dog. Well, I do have a dog next to me. I can take like a small momentary break here to show you guys my dog. I have two of them. I have two Chihuahuas. One of them, he's hiding under the couch right now because he doesn't like when I'm live and everything. And that one is Shadow. Shadow is dressed up as Snoop Dogg for Halloween. So Snoop Dogg is under the couch. But I'll show you guys Tinkerbell because she's right here. She's right next to me right now. Come here, Tink. Come here. And Tinkerbell is dressed up as Tinkerbell. So your wings are all crooked. So this is Tinkerbell. This is her. And here, let me turn her around so you guys can see her actual costume. So here's her little Tinkerbell costume. There she is. 3 pounds of joy. But that's my little Tink. Yeah, you're my good girl. So there we go. Anyways, yeah, can I put you down so I can go back to doing readings? Is that okay? Yeah, she's my good girl when she wants to be. She's also a little mischievous, just like Tinkerbell, so she's being herself for Halloween. Tinkerbell is being Tinkerbell. All right, let's see. Maybe it's time for a new deck. Let's see. What am I feeling called to right now? All right. I'm going to go with my timing deck really quick, just in case anyone has any, if there's anyone here who has like a timing related question. Like, you don't need to tell me what that timing question is. You don't need to mention it in the chat or anything. Just if you have something timing related on your mind right now, like you want to know when you're going to get the job or when the relationship is going to improve or whatever, just when, whatever, just meditate on that for a moment in your own mind. And I'm going to pull a card here to give you guys maybe a time frame as to when that thing is going to happen or work out or manifest or whatever it is. So let's get a when. When. Almost. The cards want to go all over the place now. Let's see. When. I'm still waiting for something to come out. Come on, give us something. Unless maybe no one has a when question on their mind. I don't know. But we're working at it. And if anyone knows what's going on over on YouTube with their lives, I would love some explanation, because I was supposed to be live there tonight at the same time as being live here, and that did not pan out. That didn't work out so well. Thanks to my YouTube people. If you came over from YouTube, hi! Okay, there's like nothing coming through for timing. So maybe no one has a timing related question. Oh, there we go. We got something finally. Okay. We have 5 weeks to 5 months from now. And it says, release the power of your heart. And this is also referencing Leo. So Leo season is definitely more than 5 months from now. So with the Leo part, I feel like this is probably referencing the energy of the situation. You know, Leo is a fire sign, obviously. So this could be an indication of you being a Leo, or if this involves another person, it could involve like another person who is also a Leo. So yeah, just take that in mind. It doesn't even have to be like Leo in terms of like a sun placement. It could be a moon sign, a rising sign. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But whatever this when question was, you can look for it to manifest, to change, to develop, for some kind of transformation, some kind of movement there to happen, anywhere from 5 weeks to 5 months from now. So like five weeks from now, I think is like early December. So like early December to, I don't know, is that March? Something like that. I don't know. I'm not sitting here with a calendar in front of my face. So, but anyways, in case anyone needed that in terms of a timing related type of question. Let's see. What else should we dive into here? I'm trying to think. Okay. All right. So I know a lot of people definitely have like love related type of questions on their mind. So this is not necessarily spooky season related, although I've definitely kind of deep dive into that earlier. But I figured I would draw a few cards in terms of messages from your person. So if there is a person of interest that you have on your mind, in your heart, and you know, maybe you guys are in separation right now, maybe you're not communicating, you're not together, maybe there's distance there, I'm going to pull a few cards just in terms of messages from that person to you that maybe you would need to know on this lovely Halloween night. Oh, we got a jumper. I look for you everywhere. So whether you're communicating or not, this person is definitely looking for you everywhere. You're definitely in mind. All right, what else do we need to know? Oh, that one went flying onto the floor. I feel you even though we are apart. So once again, if you're in separation with this person, if there's distance, you know, that doesn't sever the connection. The connection is definitely still there. The connection, oh, they're all just like falling to the floor every time I shuffle right now, which is kind of annoying. All right. It's time for me to heal now. So yeah, it's a time of healing. And chances are, if this person is in need of a time of healing, chances are you likely are as well, because a lot of the times our connections with others, our relationships with others, it will mirror stuff that's going on within ourselves that we need to know and that we need to work on. So if they're in need of some healing and they're working on that, then it's probably good for you to do that as well. And let's see what else we need to know. This hat is getting in the way. All right. And I'm going to see about posting this TikTok live over on YouTube as well. So if you are tuned into this and you want to like go back to a message that maybe you missed out on earlier, you want to review anything, you can head over to my YouTube channel and it'll probably be up there later tonight or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I love you unconditionally. I feel like that's a good one to kind of leave it on. This person definitely loves you unconditionally. So that's always good. Oh, you know which one would be kind of fun to pull from? I mean, I know it's not Halloween related, but it's my newest deck that I bought recently, which is the Celebrity Oracle deck. Let's get a celebrity, shall we? Let's get a celebrity here, shall we? What celebrity energy are we going to tap into tonight? Oh, we got a jumper. Joan Rivers. Laughter is the best medicine. That's always a good message, you know. Yeah, laughter's good. Laugh. Because life gives us way too many reasons to be serious and to be down and to get depressed. And, you know, even laughing at ourselves is good for ourselves. You know, try not to take yourself too seriously. So, yeah, laughter is the best medicine for sure. Let's see. I'm probably going to wrap it up here in just a little bit because I've been on for almost an hour. I started the live a little bit late because I was having technical difficulties with YouTube. I was going to be live on YouTube at the same time. I'm going to check YouTube really quick just to see if anyone had any tips for me on going live there, because I was supposed to be live there at the same time as being here, and that didn't happen. That was my channel going off. Wow, like the live isn't even popping up anymore. I don't know what happened to it. Let's see. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, I'll have to look into that later. I figured I would check in on it right now, and yeah, I don't know. YouTube changed things is what they did. Okay, we're gonna go back to the Halloween Oracle. I think I'm gonna get a couple messages here from the Halloween Oracle, and then my own deck, Fallin For You, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up for the night. So let's see what we need to know. What do we need to know at this time for Halloween? What does the collective need to know? Or my researchers? Let's see. there we go. We got one that popped out. Okay. Forgiveness, reducing the burden. So, you know what's really funny about this card? So, a few days ago, I posted this Taylor Swift quote where she was basically saying like, oh, you don't need to forgive. All you need to do is move on, kind of a thing. It's been like a viral sound. It's been going around here on TikTok, and I posted it over on YouTube. And people didn't like it over on YouTube, apparently. They were just like, no, you have to forgive. That's the only way that you can move on. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with forgiveness. Like, forgiveness is great, and it's wonderful. And I do agree with what Taylor said. With what Taylor said, in the fact that it can be very useful and very helpful, especially for those that you are in close relationship with. But she was talking about like very toxic situations, like very toxic, horrible things where it's like, you're obviously not going to continue those relationships. You're not going to carry on in those relationships. And the thing is like, if you're not ready to forgive, if you force yourself to forgive, that's actually pretty unhealthy too. Like, only forgive when you're really in that space, when you're really ready. Don't try to force it. Don't try to manipulate it, because that's going to bring on a whole other level of baggage and a whole other level of problems. So I feel like if you are in a place where you do need to forgive someone, forgive when you're ready. Forgive when you're ready, and you'll get there when you need to. The most important thing is to find a healthy way to move on. And if that involves forgiveness, awesome, fantastic, wonderful. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Just do what works best for you. Do what ultimately reduces the burden, because that's the point. That's supposed to be the point of forgiveness. It is to reduce the burden on you. And if you're in that place and you're good to go with that, do it. If not, that's okay. You know, if and when that day comes, it comes. All right, let me get another one from the Halloween Oracle. Oh, all right. Where'd it go? It went falling down here somewhere. All right, I gotta go get it on the floor. It went falling. Can I move this chair, or is there a dog in my way? Oh, Chihuahua stuff everywhere. Okay, trick or treat, mischief and play. That's such a good one because it's like a lighthearted, fun energy. Mischief and play, you know? Like, remember how Halloween used to be when we were kids? You know, we'd put on our costumes and we'd go trick or treating, and like it was a blast. It was it was a good time, you know? And sometimes it's good to get back to that youthful and innocent energy. And I feel like even getting past Halloween, we're still going to be heading into a season of that youthfulness and innocence with Christmas coming and everything, you know, that unexplainable belief in Santa Claus and things like that. So it's like, sometimes it's just refreshing to get back into that space. Like, I can think about a lot of the times how it just feels like life was so much easier when I was like under the age of 10 as opposed to now. And sometimes it's not to say that we should just ignore what's happening in the rest of the world, or we should just like ignore our responsibilities or anything like that. Of course not. But it's okay to have like that childlike faith. It's okay to have that innocence. It's okay to have that belief. Sometimes it's those beliefs that keep us going, that bring us into that joyful space that we need to have, especially in a world that gives us so many reasons to not have joy and to not celebrate. All right. Let me get a couple of messages here from my own Oracle deck, Fallin For You. And, oh, that one went flying almost straight into my kitchen because my kitchen is that away. And it almost decided to go straight in there. It's like, you need a snack. Let's see, what do we got here? November. All right, well, tomorrow is November. Quite literally. Tomorrow is November 1st. So, I mean, if this card isn't stating the obvious, I don't know what is. So, we're tapping into the energy of November. I'm just going to leave it at that. We are tapping into the energy of November. Okay. So, if we're tapping into the energy of November, what do we need to know about November? What's coming up in November? Another one that just went flying. Where are you? Where are you? It's like right under my feet. I got cards flying around all over the place here. Tinkerbell? Hold on. I gotta move this dog bed. I cannot like... You're fine. I'm just gonna scoot you back with my foot. You're fine. Okay. There. I had to scooch her back because my chair would not move any further back because of her bed. Okay. A blaze of inspiration. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. So you may be getting a blaze of inspiration in the month of November. And who doesn't need that? Like, that's awesome. We're all about that inspiration. So you may kind of get like a second wind. You may get some energy, some kind of motivation and boost to go forth into doing something. So I feel like it's something that's obviously going to light you up on the inside, you know, like a blaze of fire basically. So that's a good start. That's a good start for November, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of chaos still going on in the world as a whole in the month of November. So we're definitely going to need that inspiration. All right, take things with a grain of salt. So also with November coming up, you know, family gatherings are going to be happening. Thanksgiving is going to be happening. And I feel like this is probably in regards to that. Any family gatherings, upcoming things like that happening. Because, you know, what if you go to Thanksgiving dinner and there's a family member there that maybe you don't necessarily get along with so well, you don't necessarily see eye to eye with. Try to just take things with a grain of salt. Sometimes you just have to like let people be, keep them at a arm's length distance kind of a thing. You know, as long as they're not doing anything like super toxic or abusive or anything like that. Sometimes you just have to just leave people be. Just take it with a grain of salt. Let it roll off of your back. I know it's easier said than done. You know, we live in a world today where I feel like everyone gets very offended very easily over everything. You know, we're all sensitive in certain aspects, but sometimes you just gotta let it go. Just let it go for your own peace of mind. So if that happens coming up in the month of November, even if it's not over like Thanksgiving or anything, it could be another situation that could be tapping into as well. But wherever that applies to, it's a good rule of thumb. Halloween party shenanigans. That's like tonight, right here, right now. It's TikTok. It's Halloween. So yeah, you know, if you haven't been getting into any trouble, Halloween party shenanigans, maybe now's the time. Maybe when you're done scrolling on TikTok, maybe when we're done with this live, you'll go hang out with some friends. Don't get in too much trouble, you know. Don't get arrested. Ooh, turkey lurkey. So turkey lurkey is someone who is kind of like a little spy. Someone who is, you know, they've got their eyes on you. Someone who's watching everything you're doing and everything you're saying. So this may not necessarily be somebody that you're aware of is doing this. You know, it could be an ex. It could be a former friend. You know, it's someone who's not like presently in your life, but it's definitely someone who has their eyes and their ears open to what you're doing and what you're saying. They're watching. They're watching. So, I mean, you can take with that what you will. You may know who this person is. If you don't, like, it's not a big deal, you know. As long as they're not doing anything to hurt you, like, who cares? Like, if they have the time to waste by doing that, that's on them. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't be doing something like that. And you personally either may not do something like that. But people are weird. People do weird things. All right, let's get a couple more messages here. Oh, that one went flying. I gotta fetch it with my foot because it's under like all these wires and stuff. Come here, little card. Cuffing season. Well, it is cuffing season, obviously. So if you're in a relationship, you know, it could just be confirmation of that, being connected with somebody already. If you're not involved with somebody, there could be somebody coming in for you during cuffing season. But obviously, you know, it's an indication of the coming together and togetherness in a romantic connection. Anything else we need to know at this time? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, that one flipped. Someone's displaying a yam sham. So I feel like that's the turkey lurkey person. That's probably your turkey lurkey. So the yam sham is basically like someone who is putting on an act, someone who's putting on a performance. They're not showing you who they truly are, is what it comes down to. And especially if there's someone who's kind of just like lurking around, hanging around in your life, you know, kind of just like watching what you're doing and just being a creeper, basically. They're probably also displaying that yam sham, is what it comes down to. You know, they may play it off cool, like they don't care, like they're not invested, like they don't care what you're up to and what you're doing, is most likely what's going on here. But the truth is, they're actually very invested. So I definitely kind of feel like those two cards go hand in hand. Hopefully it's not connected to your cuffing situation going on there. And we have the present season that we are actually in right now, coming through, Scorpio season. So happy Scorpio season, obviously, number one. Happy birthday to the Scorpios, if this resonates with you on any of those levels. But yeah, Scorpio is connected to the 8th house, and the themes of the 8th house are sex, death, and other people's money. So any of these themes could be up on deck for you at this time. Now that doesn't mean that someone's going to die, so don't get freaked out with the death thing there. I feel like if anything, the death thing is probably more so an indication of transformation, that there could be something transforming in your life at this time. That's probably the more highly likely and probable interpretation of that. But yeah, those are just some themes to maybe be on the lookout for that could be up on deck presently in your life at this time. Let's see if there's giving back. So with the holiday season coming up, obviously, it's definitely going to be a good time to reach out and to give back to others if you can. So, and also when we give back to people, like it helps us too. We're giving back to ourselves when we give to other people, you know. I definitely always feel better when I'm like going through the Starbucks drive-thru or whatever, and I pay for the person behind me. Like that drink is totally for them, obviously, but it kind of lights my heart up on the inside just because it's like, oh, I kind of did something nice for somebody. And I've had that happen to me too. Like I can remember years and years ago when I was living in LA, somebody paid for my In-N-Out, who was right in front of me in the drive-thru line. And I thought that was like the sweetest thing in the world, being the receiver, obviously, on that end. But yeah, it feels good to give, and it doesn't have to be anything major. That doesn't mean you got to give your kidney to somebody or anything. And it doesn't even have to be in terms of money. It could be giving of your time. It could be giving of your talents. You know, there's so many different ways to give back, but especially with the holiday season coming up, and there's a lot of people who are definitely falling on hard times right now. If there's a way that you can give back and be there for others, 'tis the season. All right, I'm going to pull one last card, and I think this is going to be, as I hit my hat, my cowboy hat, and I think that's going to be it for this live tonight. So one last card, and and we got it right now. We have Cheers apple cider. So that's kind of just like making a toast. I feel like that's a perfect way to kind of go out on this live is, you know, oh, you know what? I do have a drink. I have my Dutch Brothers. So you can't really see that's Dutch Brothers there. I have my Dutch Brothers. So cheers. Clink. Cheers. You can see my lips on the cup. That's kind of funny. But cheers. Have a toast. Here's to Halloween. Here's to spooky season, Scorpio season. Here's to the upcoming holiday season, you know, the stroke of midnight tonight, basically. So yeah, cheers and enjoy and celebrate is what it comes down to. Celebrate life because there's so much goodness out there and it can be hard. I know it can be hard. And that's why I try to make, you know, my TikTok and my YouTube and my Instagram, I try to make those things all about uplifting people and encouraging people and positivity because there is way too much to be down about in life. So, you know, if those are themes that resonate for you, you know, definitely feel free to join my little neck of the woods, my little family right here. And I will be glad to have you is what it comes down to. And before I wrap this up, I'm going to grab Tinkerbell really quick because she is sleeping. Well, she's kind of sleeping. I don't know. Oh, she moved. Oh, she moved. Okay. Never mind. I won't be getting Tinkerbell. She moved. I have two Chihuahuas, Tinkerbell and Shadow, and Tinkerbell is literally dressed up as Tinkerbell for Halloween tonight. She was laying down right next to me, but I guess she moved. That's okay. She's like, I'm done. I don't want to be on camera. Like, no, I'm done. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to see about uploading this over on YouTube because the YouTube live went all weird. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And thanks for tuning in. And hopefully I will see you guys around here more on TikTok. Have a very happy Halloween. Love you guys. Keep sparkling.